On the 10th green at Augusta National 12 months ago, Adam Scott was bestowed with golfing immortality.
It's hard to really even put into words exactly what it meant. In some ways a little bit unbelievable that it happened. Even as I look at a replay of it now, it doesn't even feel like it was me. To have my father there, who's obviously supported me my whole career, and golf's been his life, was a great feeling for him to be able to be there and kind of share in that moment with everyone who was around that green. I mean, it was an electric atmosphere, and one that I'll never forget.
When Scott birdied the second extra hole to defeat former champion Angel Cabrera, he became the first Australian to win the Masters and claimed his breakthrough major. It was a moment he will never tire of reliving.
Having the green jacket put on my shoulders was the first thing I think of. It's something that you've wanted your whole life, and then all of a sudden it's all happening. And to be honest with you, a lot of that kind of time in the day was a bit of a blur, and I was just doing whatever I was told and going where I was told and trying to soak it in as much as possible. But it's a exciting time of year for me at the moment, and looking forward to returning and trying to defend.
Triumphing at Augusta brought a wholesale transformation in fortunes from 9 months earlier, when, with bogeys on each of the closing 4 holes, Scott let slip the 2012 Open at Lytham.
At the time I said I'd try and take the positives, and I really meant it. I wanted to. Felt like my game was in great shape. It was a stepping stone and a stumbling block, but you need some of that. It's the only way you can learn, and fortunately I was a pretty quick learner, and the next time I was up there I managed to hit all the shots I wanted to and execute and get the job done at Augusta.
Last November, Scott flew down under for the first time since Augusta to defend his Australian Masters title, and was overwhelmed with the reception he received.
Returning home was amazing. The excitement level around the game of golf 6 months after it had all happened was still really high. There was a big buzz, and I think the people's reaction to seeing the green jacket come home was huge. It shows just how big of an event the Masters is in Australian sport, not just golf, but in Australian sport, and that's thanks to everyone who came before, and particularly Greg Norman, who in a way became synonymous with the Masters for Australians.
What a shame it was that the charismatic great white shark never left Augusta the winner. He was, though, a twice major champion.
It's been what I've aspired to, what he's done, and the way he handled himself out here. He was my role model and idol as a kid, and he's been so generous with his time toward my career. He's been, a really great mate, and only ever pushed me to get the most out of me. And there have been times when that's been really needed, and other times when you just know he's there to support anyway. And I couldn't ask for anything more out of my idol.
No doubt Scott has a massive wardrobe, but there's one item of clothing that's almost always been packed for his journeys around the world.
The green jacket's come with me everywhere except for 2 weeks this year. I think I left it home, and I felt really guilty leaving it at home, and I missed it while I was away from it. It's something I've wanted my whole life, and it's the 1 year I get to have it with me everywhere, and I thought then I'll make sure I take it everywhere. And seeing other people's reactions, golfers' reactions to it, when just my friends were over and they'd see it lying on the couch or something like that, it's kind of that holy grail, and it's odd to just see it in a random place other than at Augusta National Golf Club.
So will it be Great Scott again this time?